If you have a bicycle workshop and want to offer the service of changing Stromer ST1 battery cells, maximizing profit margins while minimizing complications and investment in knowledge and equipment, this video is for you. Let's see how to replace your client's old battery pack with a new AccuPax pack using just a couple of screwdrivers and a soldering iron. Furthermore, at the end of the video, we will precisely review the profit margins you can achieve by collaborating with us to offer this service. To remove the battery, we'll do it from the connector side. To open the covers, we'll use a flathead screwdriver as large as possible to press the tab. If the battery has already been opened before, it will be easier, otherwise, there might be silicone adhesive, and it may be a bit harder. You can use a smaller second flathead screwdriver to help open the cover. It's also important to clean the silicone inside the tube on the connector side, as we'll be removing the battery from this side. And an excess of silicone here can make it very difficult to extract the battery. We'll use a blade to remove the silicone, being careful not to touch the cells with it. Now we'll use a sturdy object with a flat surface that fits inside the battery to push it out as you see in the video, and remove the battery towards the connector side. Now that we have the battery out, we'll carefully remove the insulating plastic, being careful not to tear the BMS cables or temperature sensors. The black cables are the temperature sensors. We need to detach them from the cells carefully. Now we'll disconnect the battery electronics. It's important to pay attention and do it in this order. First, disconnect the positive terminal by unscrewing the screw. To determine which is the positive terminal, we can measure it with the multimeter, with the positive terminal indicated by the red lead, provided our multimeter displays positive numbers. If it displays negative numbers, it means we've placed it in reverse, and the positive terminal would be the black one on our multimeter. Another way to determine it without tools is to observe the battery. Batteries have a groove on the positive terminal side, so we'll know that the right side of our battery is the positive terminal. Then, we'll flip the battery and disconnect this white connector. If it's stuck with some silicone, you can use a small blade to carefully remove it. Pay special attention not to touch any metal parts of the motherboard or battery with any tool you're using. You could cause a short circuit that damages the electronics. Finally, disconnect the negative terminal. Now we can remove the electronics by removing these 4 screws. The next step is to solder the colored wires onto our new battery pack. It's crucial to do this in the same order, so I recommend placing the new battery next to it and soldering the wires one by one to avoid confusion. We can also take a photo before starting for reference or consult this video. If you truly want to know the correct order, you'll need to look at the order of the cables in the connector. These follow an ascending voltage order from the battery's negative terminal to the positive terminal. On the right side, we can put the heat shrink tubing afterward, but on the left side, we must insert it before soldering the wires. Once soldered, we remove the old battery to a safe place. I recommend covering it with plastic to prevent accidents due to a short circuit. Now, we neatly secure the cables with tape and heat the shrink tubing. If we don't have these tools, we can use regular insulation tape. We are now ready to reattach the electronics onto the new battery module. Ensure that the screws fit into the holes of the black plastics before starting to screw them in. If the screws were to enter a cell by mistake, it could be very dangerous. Take your time to ensure they go where they should go, then tighten them completely. Next, we'll place the temperature sensors, leaving them in contact with the battery cells and securing them with tape. Afterward, we can reconnect the electronics, doing so in reverse order. First, we'll connect the negative terminal, then the white connector, and finally, the positive terminal. We can check with the multimeter if we have the new voltage in the battery. If we have the customer's charger, we can connect it to see if it charges. If it does, the battery is correct. Sometimes the battery needs to be slightly discharged to activate it. In that case, we'll connect it to the bike first and then check if it also charges. And that's it. Now we just need to cover it with its insulation, place it in the casing, paying attention to the covers to ensure they match the shape and direction of the aluminum tube, and we have the repaired battery. Let's now look at the profit margins you can obtain by providing this service. The cost of the pack varies depending on the quantity you purchase from us, ranging from 240 to 300 Swiss francs. A specialized battery workshop is charging around 800 Swiss francs for battery cell replacement in Switzerland and about 600 euros in Germany. This translates to a profit margin of about 550 Swiss francs in Switzerland and 350 euros in Germany. The time to perform the service, thanks to having the package already soldered and ready to assemble, is between 40 minutes and 1 hour. So we're talking about a service worth over 500 Swiss francs per hour. If you prefer not to do the installation yourself, you can send us your customer's battery, and we'll do it for you. For more information, you can contact us at info@acupax.ch.